What if I told you the biggest reason you'll never get rich has nothing to do with your salary, your job, or even the economy? Millions of people wake up every morning believing they're working toward wealth, but most are unknowingly running in the opposite direction. The harsh truth is that getting rich is not about working harder, because many of the hardest working people are still struggling financially. Somewhere along the way, society sold a dream that effort alone creates wealth, and that belief is keeping countless people trapped. By the end of this video, you'll understand the uncomfortable reality that separates the wealthy from everyone else. Most people spend their entire lives chasing money, yet very few ever stop to understand how money actually works. They learn how to earn a paycheck, but nobody teaches them how wealth is truly built behind the scenes. This creates a cycle where people trade time for money every day, without realizing time is their most limited asset. The wealthy understand something powerful that the average person often discovers far too late in life. They know that income alone rarely creates freedom, because expenses tend to rise alongside every raise and promotion. This phenomenon is called lifestyle inflation, and it quietly destroys financial progress for millions of households. The moment people earn more, they often upgrade their cars, homes, vacations, and daily spending habits. Instead of creating assets that generate future income, they create obligations that demand even more income. At first, this feels like success, but over time it becomes a financial trap disguised as achievement. Many people spend years climbing a ladder only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. They become dependent on a paycheck that must keep arriving just to maintain their current lifestyle. This dependence creates fear, and fear often prevents people from taking opportunities that could change their future. Meanwhile, wealthy individuals focus less on spending money and more on owning things that produce money. They understand that assets can continue working long after the workday has ended, and the office lights are off. The difference sounds simple, yet this single mindset shift changes the financial future of entire generations. Another reason most people never get rich is that they confuse looking wealthy with actually being wealthy. Expensive cars, designer clothes, and luxury purchases often create an image of success without creating real financial security. In many cases, the people who appear rich are carrying massive debts that quietly drain their future earnings. True wealth is usually invisible, because assets do not attract attention the way luxury purchases do. The wealthy often prioritize ownership, while everyone else competes for appearances and social validation. Social media has made this problem even worse by constantly showcasing lifestyles that seem effortless and glamorous. Every day, people compare their real lives to carefully edited highlights from strangers online. This comparison creates pressure to spend money they have not earned on things they do not truly need. Over time, financial decisions become emotional reactions rather than rational long-term investments. The result is a cycle of consumption that benefits companies while delaying personal financial growth. But spending is only part of the problem, because another hidden obstacle is the fear of delayed gratification. Most people want immediate rewards, even when those rewards come at the cost of future wealth. Choosing pleasure today often feels easier than investing for results that may take years to appear. The wealthy frequently develop the discipline to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term opportunity. They understand that financial freedom is built slowly before it suddenly becomes visible to others. This patience allows them to stay committed while others quit, because progress feels too slow. Modern culture encourages instant results, instant entertainment, and instant satisfaction at every turn. Unfortunately, wealth creation follows a completely different timeline that rewards consistency over excitement. The people who become wealthy are often willing to endure boredom while building something valuable. That willingness to stay focused when nothing exciting seems to be happening becomes a powerful advantage. There is another harsh truth that few people are willing to admit, and it may be the most important one of all. Most people spend years improving their job performance, but very little time improving their financial knowledge. They become experts at earning money while remaining beginners at managing and multiplying it. Schools teach mathematics, history, and science, yet many students graduate without understanding basic wealth-building principles. As a result, people enter adulthood prepared to work, but unprepared to build lasting financial independence. This knowledge gap creates costly mistakes that can silently consume decades of potential wealth. Every financial decision compounds over time, whether that decision is helpful or harmful. Small mistakes repeated for years often create consequences far larger than anyone expects. The opposite is also true, because small, smart decisions can eventually produce life-changing results. Wealth is rarely created by one dramatic moment, and is more often the outcome of thousands of choices. Unfortunately, many people wait until financial problems appear before they begin learning about money. By then, years of missed opportunities may have already passed without being recognized. The wealthy tend to study opportunities before they need them, giving themselves more options when chances appear. They understand that preparation often creates what others mistakenly call luck. When opportunities arrive, prepared individuals can act quickly while others hesitate and miss the moment. Another reason people stay financially stuck is their relationship with risk and uncertainty. Many dream about extraordinary results while refusing to accept even moderate levels of calculated risk. They wait for guarantees that never come, because wealth-building opportunities rarely arrive without uncertainty. The goal is not reckless gambling, but learning how to evaluate risks intelligently and make informed decisions. Those who master this balance often discover opportunities that remain invisible to people trapped by fear. Fear is one of the most expensive emotions in personal finance, yet few people recognize its true cost. It convinces people to stay in situations they have already outgrown because uncertainty feels more dangerous than stagnation. Years pass while they wait for the perfect moment, not realizing that perfection rarely exists. Meanwhile, time continues moving forward. And time is the one resource that can never be recovered. The wealthy understand that money lost can often be earned again, but lost years are gone forever. This is why many successful people place enormous value on speed, action, and continuous learning. They are not always smarter than everyone else, but they are often quicker to adapt when circumstances change. Adaptability has become one of the most valuable financial skills in a rapidly changing world. Industries rise, technologies evolve, and entire markets transform faster than ever before. Those who refuse to learn new skills often find themselves competing in shrinking opportunities. The people who thrive financially usually embrace change instead of resisting it. They remain curious, flexible, and willing to rethink assumptions that no longer serve them. Another uncomfortable truth is that your environment influences your financial future more than most people realize. The conversations you hear daily slowly shape your beliefs about success, money, and possibility. If everyone around you believes wealth is impossible, that mindset can quietly become your reality as well. Limiting beliefs often feel like facts because they are repeated so frequently over time. Wealthy individuals intentionally expose themselves to ideas, people, and information that expand their thinking. They understand that new perspectives often reveal opportunities that were hidden in plain sight. Sometimes the biggest financial breakthrough begins with changing what you believe is possible. And once those beliefs change, your actions often begin changing in ways that transform your future. At this point, you might be wondering whether getting rich is simply reserved for a lucky few. But that belief is misleading. While luck can influence outcomes, long-term wealth is usually built through habits that can be learned and repeated. The challenge is that these habits often feel uncomfortable because they require discipline, patience, and responsibility. Most people search for shortcuts, but wealth rarely rewards those who constantly chase the easiest path. The truth is that financial freedom often looks ordinary while it is being built behind the scenes. It appears as consistent saving, continuous learning, thoughtful investing, and resisting unnecessary temptations. These actions may not feel exciting today, but their impact becomes extraordinary over the course of years. Every dollar invested wisely becomes a small worker, contributing to your future independence. Eventually, those workers begin producing results that no longer depend entirely on your daily effort. That is the moment many people finally understand the true power of ownership and compounding growth. The real reason you'll never get rich is not a lack of intelligence, talent, or opportunity. It is the collection of habits, beliefs, fears, and decisions that quietly shape your life every single day. The good news is that those patterns are not permanent and can be changed starting right now. Every financial transformation begins when someone accepts responsibility for the direction of their future. The moment you stop blaming circumstances, you gain the power to start changing outcomes. Wealth is not created by wishing for a different life, but by consistently building one decision at a time. Years from now, the choices you make today will either become your greatest regret or your greatest advantage. The question is whether you will continue following the crowd or begin creating a different path for yourself. Because the harsh truth that keeps most people poor can become the exact lesson that makes you financially free. If this message challenged the way you think about money, remember that your future wealth begins with the next decision you make.